Hey, what's going on, everyone? Pretty long day over here, but got to get this video up. Here's me on Steemit. If you can watch it over there, give me a comment, give me an upvote. Looks like the paper markets are all shaky out there, even gold and silver markets, obviously. Dollars down, bonds, everyone's selling everything. I guess the Dow sold off. We'll look at that here. S&P sold off. The dollar actually did that bearish retracement we talked about into resistance, and that is turning over as well. We are at a higher low on the close today, but the bearish retracement is got rejected by previous lows. Even gold and silver, isn't it the old case that dollars down, gold and silver are up? It's just something weird is going on, and I just want everyone to know and realize that these are paper markets, paper contracts. There's nothing backing any of it. It's all backed by confidence. So be diligent. Get some physical in your hand. Own it in your hand. So follow me on Steemit at rustysmetals. Let's get to it. I gotta make sure I'm live. It's so hard. Can never. What's up, Dylan? Guess I am live. I got people watching. I got it shared on Steemit, Facebook, and Twitter. A whole bunch of stuff coming out from Zero Hedge about the shaky paper markets. So yeah, we knew this was going to happen. They started raising rates in a shaky market. What do you think is going to happen? It happens every time. I think the Fed should be blamed if it does crash and burn. But this is all political. They raised the rates not because of anything but political reasons. If they were going to raise rates, they should have done it damn near 8 years ago. It's absolutely retarded what's going on out there. So the dollar on a daily. So it broke down, right? Bearish retrace. That was your best short. Got rejected by the 8. It is closing a lower high right now. So watch out below if these things start breaking down. It's got to get above that 8. If it gets above the 8, holds above support, then we can start talking about getting back above this resistance line. But the bearish retracement's in. This pattern failed. This was a reverse head and shoulders. It failed. So what I'm thinking is it's going to take a measured move on the downside. There's the top of the pattern. So we got another leg to run through. It could turn, sure. But momentum is down. You can see the 8, 13, and the 34, our trend is down. Weekly, hit that 8. Watch the rest of the week. I guess the rest of the week is just tomorrow. Short week. But anyways, watch out below. Watch the previous low breaks. And you see the breakdown on the bigger trend. Rejected. That's a falling star. There it goes back into resistance, allowing it to fall over. Just like clockwork, we go through this all the time. And the measured move on the weekly chart is bigger. This is just guesstimations, so don't be mad at me when it's a couple ticks off. But there's the breakdown. There's our measured move. So back into previous lows. Clockwork. Let's get rid of the lines here. So that's it on the dollar. Longer term is down. Now, a weaker dollar helps other countries to liquidate their dollars, and we can get the economy kicking again. So it's right to do that, but the Feds to start raising interest rates It's just ludicrous. It's all political. It's absolutely political. They should have done it a long time ago. Why they're doing it now? Absolutely delusional. S&P just back into support. So everyone's selling. This could be the head and shoulder start. See the left shoulder, the head, let it come down into support somewhere, and then bounce for a shoulder on the right. So it's not likely to crash and burn all at once, although it could crash and burn, pick up the pace into a right shoulder, and then crash. We got plenty of support right there. That was the measured move. The measured move has not been accomplished, but this is a bullish retracement back into support. Once support breaks, then we can talk. I think ultimately this is going to turn into a head and shoulders top. You got the left shoulder head forming now. That's the AB tops. Like I always talk about the AB bottoms. And the reverse head and shoulders. So in another sense, there is absolutely no support on these indices because they've shot straight up. There's absolutely no support. The steeper the line, the less support coming back in. And right now, the only support that it does have is broken down, which is our 8, momentum. Momentum is breaking down. It recovered yesterday, but then it lower high'd and came back through, closing below the 8 and the 13. So I'm going to suggest to watch out below, let it recover into a right shoulder, and then watch out ultimately for the pattern to complete. This is a daily chart. Actually, this is a weekly chart. So it could take quite a while to complete. If it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, well, let's add up the left shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd say 8 weeks on the right shoulder. So watch this come down, watch it come up, then fall over. So another 8 weeks, maybe we can see a real downturn in the markets. Right now, there's a head closing below support. Does not look good. Looks like the VIX should have done a lot better than that, but it's building. We have the double bottom. We already talked about this. But this thing should spike high here shortly. Dow Jones, look at that candle on the Dow Jones. That is a falling star. Closing below previous low. Falling star off the top. Remember what we talked about. Watch this this previous pattern, how the support is very nil in here. Watch this falling star just cut right through, gapping over all lines of support. Got a double top on it. Got a whipsaw effect. You can see that whipsaw. Let's see it. That's that was a weekly chart. You can see the Whipley. You can see the 2-bar pattern that we talked about. It was consolidating nicely, popped, and made that whipsaw. That's the last exhaustion move right there. The pop, and then to come back in and then fall over. Now, we had to wait until it fell over, which was the previous low break. Here, breaking down, because we had to wait for that to break down to confirm that whipsaw, because it could have been just a head fake. And it did act like a head fake, but then it just gapped. See how it gapped over support lines, the 8 and the 13? And also we had that cross a few days ago. So momentum is dying on this. Let's cover that. Let's get those lines out of the way, and I'll show you how steep this is. It's just straight. It's gone straight up. There's no lines of support anywhere, all the way down. It's absolutely retarded how it went straight up. I think it has everything to do with inflation, and they're losing control of the markets. Once inflation starts running, there's nothing they can do to curb it. Absolutely nothing. And I don't think raising rates did any help for them. It's absolutely retarded, these people. NASDAQ, we already talked about the NASDAQ. We were bearish on this last week. We're bearish on it this week. It's closing below the 34 trend now. So what I'm looking for is a nice breakdown measured move. And then a recovery. So I'm looking for a bearish move and then a bearish retracement back into resistance and letting it fall over. These markets have gone straight up. There is absolutely no support holding these up. Here's previous highs over here. That's where our support is. So below we have 5,000 just to get it started. Once momentum builds, 5,000 is going to be a charmer. Crude's got that big pattern on the weekly. I think it shook everybody out on the right shoulder. We talked about this. That's a reverse head and shoulders. And that right shoulder, everyone's talking about how it's going to collapse. It still could collapse, but that right shoulder, this whole pattern is a bullish reversal. And you can see it more. You can see it clearly on a weekly. See that right shoulder? Everyone's like, oh, watch out. The right shoulder always does that. Shakes all the longs out. And then all of a sudden we have a 2-bar pattern. It's into resistance, still being rejected. But you can see on the downtrend on that right shoulder, the A-B bottom forming as another reverse head and shoulders will come into fruition. So smaller head and shoulders within the bigger pattern. It kind of happens that way. A lot of resistance on the way up. But these right shoulders are slingshots. And you can see that slingshot step into support. So kind of bring the slingshot back and let it rip. So I'm still waiting for that ripple effect. But there on the daily, it's coming into resistance, back into support, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, pop. So it's got support, but got resistance too. Who's going to win? Gold. Gold got shellacked. There's a bearish retracement right there. Watch out below. It's going to come all the way back down into support. They're just going to ruin this thing again. It's going to take forever to recover. Let's take a look at a weekly. Let's get a longer perspective. So you see that the higher lows crossed over to 34, came into support, made a double top, and now it broke down, came back into resistance on that daily. So watch it come into support. Make sure support holds. If support doesn't hold, you made a mistake. But I wouldn't be trading. I'm not a short trader, so I wouldn't trade this on the way down. But I definitely start buying physical silver and gold as these things come down into support. But then again, watch out. Do your due diligence because paper markets will fail. This is a stupid paper market. There's nothing backing this COMEX market. It's all a paper fix. They're selling the hell out of these contracts too. It's like, I don't know, probably 600 to 1 ounce of gold. It's absolutely retarded how over-leveraged this more paper market is. Manny T, rumors of gold is that is going below 1,200. Well, sure, yeah. It's going to come into support, which is about 1160. But it's following that line of trend. If that line of trend does not hold, it could come down all the way back into previous lows, 900,000 range. Or previous highs, excuse me, previous highs. Yeah, it broke down. And you can see that daily, it did the bearish retracement already. It broke down, went into resistance, broke down into resistance, broke down into resistance, broke down into resistance. That bearish retracement right there, right over previous lows. Watch out below. Momentum is carrying. The 8 carried over the 34. The 13's over the 34. Momentum is on downward. And it's being rejected by that 8. And I don't see any reversal yet. They're going to crush it. They can keep crushing the paper markets. I don't care. Keep buying physical silver and gold. Just keep buying it. It's fun to trade, but damn, look at that spike low. I heard someone talking about this spike low. I haven't looked at it yet. And that looks pretty nasty. Broke previous lows. Recovered all the way through. That's a nice reversal. Nice extension bar and exhaustion move. So let's make sure by Friday on the weekly close that we hold this previous low. And quite honestly, the trend is down. You can see the downward trend with flat bottom break. That could be a bearish retracement. So let's see how we close tomorrow on a Friday close. If it closes below that line, then we're going to see lower prices. If it holds, then we'll have to see how we open on Monday. I'm still bullish on silver. That's a nice whipsaw. If we can close that on a Friday. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the pawn shop tomorrow morning before work and pick me up some silver dimes. With all the cryptocurrencies going on, I neglected my silver purchases for a little while. I got to get back into it. So silver, long term, I'm still bullish. Absolutely. And you can see ultimately the left shoulder, right, head, right shoulder, it's still bullish. I'm not giving up on my silver yet. Once it breaks down, then I'll concede. But technical analysis, you got to wait until it happens before you make those kind of calls. I'm looking at reverse head and shoulders. This is the right shoulder, the right shoulder slingshot move. And so far in the monthly, it doesn't matter on the monthly, it's just opened. So far on the monthly, it's a hammer. So let's keep it. Monthly's got to get over that 34. It's changed. The trend has not changed yet on silver. Not on the long term. Copper, let's see what happened to copper. Copper came down in support, came over the 813, came back into support. That's a 2-bar pattern. Reversal, watch for tomorrow, the double back. Came into support. Let's see how we close tomorrow. That's going to be very nice. Bullish on copper. I got a bunch of copper pennies I've been throwing in a jar. I got to have at least $50 worth of copper pennies now. Been doing that for about 5 years. Just every time I find a copper penny in my jar or in my pocket change, I just throw it in the jar. Never thought twice about it. So we had the breakout, come back into support. That's a bullish move. Let's see where support holds. Hopefully it's at previous highs. This is the reason why I'm going to go buy silver. It's busting out of the channel. Remember the 83 to 1? 83 ounces to 1 ounce of gold. Now it's at 76. I'm going to buy silver until it hits a high on the ratio. It's absolutely silly how cheap silver is, guys. Absolutely stupid if you're not buying physical. It's breaking out. So Bitcoin, it's got the head and shoulders top on the daily. We got the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. It came off of support one more time, came across the 8 and 13. It's making a couple reversal moves here. It looks like it's gaining support, but I am not going. I just changed my. I just conceded. I thought this was going to break down. I just conceded that this is going to be a head and shoulders top. Now it's gaining momentum on the upside, has support on the upside, but I cannot change my idea until we cross over those shoulders. I cannot change my idea. So 2760 approximately, breaking previous highs. And then I'll change back to bullish. Ethereum. Ethereum, you got to watch that weekly chart. Oh my God, look at this crap. There we go. You got a 2-bar pattern on Ethereum. So far, we bounced off the 8 and it's holding. If momentum dies, it's going to be when it crosses that 8. So, and that 8 is on the daily, the 34. So watch the 34 breakdown. I got a 2-bar pattern here, nice hammer into resistance, consolidating right above the 34 in the price pinch. That's the price pinch in between resistance and support. I got a double bottom on that hammer into resistance, consolidating into a price pinch. It's getting real tight in here. It has to make a decision. That's the reason for the price pinch. It's coming at the end of the pattern. It's going to make it. It has to make a decision up or down. Any kind of volatility is going to break it out or down. On the downside, watch for the previous low break. On the upside, watch the previous high breaks. And watch volume. Watch volume. You need volume. Miners, just pisses me off because these things should be shooting higher and higher and higher. But again, they're paper markets. I'm pretty sure we have a very tight pattern that is broken down. It was in this pattern and it broke down. It's closing below on a weekly. It needs to whipsaw back tomorrow above and back into the pattern, or else it's going to come back down into support, which is previous highs. Previous low, previous highs in that range. So watch out below if it just catches momentum tomorrow. Maybe we need a better opposing point. I don't know what that opposing point is. Maybe it'll be a double bottom. But I'm looking at support and previous high, previous low. And I don't know what to say if it breaks that. But you can see the reverse head and shoulders on the ultimate pattern there. Let's make sure that line's straight. It's just a right shoulder coming back in, swinging down for a low. Just gathering its legs and trying again, I think. It's just taking forever. August is going to be a full year since the miners broke down last year. We've been hoping and wishing this thing would turn around for a full year. That's absolutely stupid. If you're a good trader, I mean, you could have got these swings perfectly nicely, but you got to really know what you're doing on that. Just trade outside the pattern, I guess. Take these lows. You can see the breakdown, the bearish retracement, and the continuation. Watch the previous low break as it comes into support. If it breaks that support line, watch out below. Lots of resistance on the way up. I don't know. It's hard to tell on these. It's definitely breaking down. It could be a shakeout. But I got a breakdown. Bearish retracement did not fill the gap on the JDXJ. The gap and run tried to fill, got rejected. And look at the cross. Look at the 8 and the 13 trying to get over that 34 for a trend change. No. Rejected. So watch out below on these. Same thing here. The breakdown, bearish retrace, rejection, rejection, rejection. And then the gap. It's just a spit in your face. Didn't even fill the gap. That's a sign of weakness. Did not fill that gap. And then the continuation on the downside. Watch out below the previous low break. JNUG, I was very supportive of this for just a moment until it gapped below the pattern. Just absolutely worthless what they did to this. There it is. It gapped through support, back into resistance. That's the bearish retracement. And the continuation. Dumb. They ruined that thing. And all they did was print contracts to dilute it. I know it. Reverse split. 10-year Treasury. Looks like people are buying this. Saved by the bell is what it was. It's just totally weak in here. Breaking previous lows the whole time. Broke it into resistance. Just came into another higher low there. And then bam. They just squeezed every ounce of longs out. And then they let it rip. It's got to hold support though. That's a daily. Let's see how we're doing on the week. See, saved by the bell, right off the 34. Still working the double top, has to take out that double top. It broke into previous lows, so why not ride up the range from here? This is likely to come back into support to gather its legs to try again. You can see that small little doji right over support. Look at that doji, 3-bar pattern, outside day, over resistance. Closing above, breaking into previous lows, right up that range, got to take out that double top. Pretty nice for TNX, 10-year Treasury, as we all thought this was just going to collapse right on over. Saved by the bell. That's how it always does it. Nikkei still gathering its legs, still over support. Had a reverse head and shoulders. Watch that right shoulder. Be slingshot your ass out of long position. Looks like the Nikkei might just do that. But it's holding support above the 8. And it had a pattern break. It's holding the pattern break as well. Shanghai Composite, still bullish on this. Had a nice little hammer. Double bottom. Right over resistance. It's going to ride up that range. Got to take out that flat top. 33. Still working. Had a little hammer over here, right over support. Little hammer here. Knocking out those bottoms. Coal. Got a huge J curve here. Run up. But the V bottoms never work. So we're looking for an opposing point. That's all we're looking for on coal. Where the opposing point is, it looks like that could be it, but it needs to close above the 8. We need a trend change above the 34. Come back into support and keep building. Yeah, I've heard that too. And I really don't know how to figure out what is true anymore. I believe Brother F. John is said that before. I know that what is it? Turd Ferguson is saying the same thing, and someone else. Oh, Miles Franklin. What's his name? Hoffman. Actually, Hoffman is the one I heard it from first. That it's not really the dollar. It is weighted in the euro and the yen, is what I understand. But who knows? Who knows what the hell is going on out there? It's all paper markets being mixed and matched and just manipulated all throughout. You know, who knows? I don't think there's any way to figure it out. But anywho's the steel, huge gap down, nice saucer bottom, making a cup and handle, but the handle got rejected and hasn't recovered yet. I got a little hammer bottom here, but we need to take out that hammer bottom on the top side. Change trend, cover the gap. Oh, my dogs are driving me crazy right now. I haven't kept track of that. I know that Silver Doctors is talking about it. I know that lithium is going to be thing is about lithium, it's very disastrous to an environment. Strip mining to get that stuff out of the ground. I don't know about it. It's the mining that it takes to get that lithium out for the batteries. I don't think it's a good business model. When you strip mine some areas, it just ruins everything for forever. It's like a nuclear bomb goes off. But yeah, anything can happen, I guess. Paper markets are not doing well right now, so I don't know what's going. I mean, look at everything. Everything is being sold off. What the 10-year bond is up, crude is up, and the dollar's bearish retracing. That's the only reason why the dollar showed any. And I imagine that the 10-year Treasury was just a last-ditch effort to sell into resistance. One of those deals. The only thing up I can see that is positive is the gold-silver ratio. Buy some silver, damn it. Yeah, I think the paper markets are something went wrong drastically. And they're going to blame it on Trump. Guaranteed. So just be ready. Something crazy is going to happen. They need a crisis. They need a crisis for everyone just to suck up to the government's needs. They're going to create this crisis. They're going to make sure everyone gets in their FEMA camps. You know, you're going to get your cable TV and some food and water, but that's about it. What is a good stack? What do you mean? How much silver? I've been trying to get my 1,000 ounces. I had 1,000 ounces at one time, but I had to sell it off. I'm probably at just going to take a guess and say that I'm probably at 300 ounces. If you have 1,000 ounces and the paper markets fail, I guarantee you could probably buy a whole block of homes and live like a king. I bet you. Buy 1,000 ounces. That's about as much as I would recommend. If you can buy more, go for it, but right. Buy as much as you can, man. And all the idiots are selling right now. That's why I'm going to the pawn shop tomorrow morning. Some idiot sold on the down. I mean, they're not paying attention to the gold silver ratio. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Pounded the table, Jeremy. So anyways, steel got crushed. I mean, gap down, made a nice saucer bottom, handle, the cup, the handle, and the failure. And this just might fall over because it's not coming into resistance like it should. It just looks like it is a weak saucer bottom cup and handle. And we've seen those cup and handles fail before. So I'm thinking it's going to do the same thing. Cliffs. I love cliffs. But they knocked this thing so far back. If you caught that little bump there, it's coming back into support now. So catch it on support. Make sure that it holds support. If support doesn't, remember, buy into support. If it doesn't hold support, you made a mistake. That's the beauty of it. You make a small loss. You had support at the 34. You shouldn't have held on to there. You wait for a little line of support. Wait for a reversal bar on the intraday charts. See, we had the breakdown, the bearish retracement. Watch for previous low breaks coming down into previous highs. I'm guessing if it breaks down in and around 620. AG, AG, man, they devastated this. It's at support. We had it. We had a hammer over support. All we needed was a previous high break. Never came close. The momentum just dropped off the table. Sorry. Debt clock, 818 per silver ounce. Yeah, I don't know how they figured that stuff out, but yeah, it's easily 600 an ounce is my rough estimate. Easy. Just by absolutely insane. I mean, check out Bitcoin. It went to 3,000. There's no telling where silver's going to go. Yeah, all those fat fingers, a lot of fat fingers going on lately on every market. Well, there was another fat finger that came in, well, it was a tech market the day later. Someone in the background that has access to the back doors, CIA, quote unquote, is flash crashing and taking everything from everybody. I guarantee it. It's what's happening. The deep state is fear. They have fear running down. Keep buying physical. So AG's holding up. I mean, but right now it's closing near its lows on the daily chart. That is not good. I need a reversal tomorrow. I need a reversal. If it closes below tomorrow, you might see, remember this whole time, I'm like, yeah, AG's been doing so well. It hasn't taken that leg down yet, like everything else. Everything else has taken 2 legs down. AG hovered and consolidated over the 34 this whole time, and now they decide to break it down? Absolutely stupid. I need a reversal tomorrow on that daily chart, or else watch out below. It's going to take a leg. And that momentum right there is, we got a hanging man right here. It was a nice hammer over support, but it confirmed hanging man, watch out below. It's got to make a turn right here. Momentum's going to carry across that support line. USLV, there she goes. That doesn't look good. It's got to close above support tomorrow. See the gap and run? That does not look good. Watch out below. It's in no man's land now. NAK coming into support still. That doesn't look good either. I know my lines are a little skewed, but I don't know where support is. I don't know if this is the opposing point. Yeah, that's why my line is skewed. I'm looking for where the support is going to lie. Came across at 34, came across. Now it's shaking out all the longs. I need a reversal on NAK. Closing on its lows. Not good. Saved by the bell, maybe. I need a close above that 34 tomorrow, or it's gonna make a measured move down. Look at and then look at this on the weekly chart. We thought that this was an inverted hammer. Inverted hammer. No, these are both confirmed now. Falling stars. Watch out below. They're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill everything that's freaking standing. Uranium looks good still. It crossed over that bullish balance point over the 8. Now it has support. Look for price of URA to come into support tomorrow. UEC, watch for previous high breaks. It's doing a balancing act above support, consolidating very nicely. It's got a reverse head and shoulders right under that 34 too. Let's take a look at that again. Or actually not below, but above. This is a nice bullish pattern above the 34, trend change. Watch for a previous high break, take a measured move up. Right across that line. Sorry, you guys are talking too fast. Ethereum market. Check HL, okay. Watch out tomorrow, 7-7, yeah. That stupid 7-7, yeah. Numerologists from the IMF, yeah. These people are Satanists. Who are these people? Why do they rule over us? Absolutely no reason why we can't stand up together and kick these people in the ass. You bought more AG? Well, watch support. Make sure support holds. You bought it right at support. That's awesome. Good job. Well, I guarantee you the paper markets aren't going to show 60 as 700 and 600 in silver. When that happens, markets are going to be crashed. And we'll probably get our numbers from Shanghai, the physical gold exchange. Yeah, Intel community, yeah. Yeah, and NAK looks ugly. I'll look at PVG in a sec. All right, well. Watch out for the SDRs when they crash the system. The 777 IMF fund. It's just another fiat system. Absolutely insane if we go along with that crap. SDRs. They'll print these things out of thin air and act like they're in control. Creating debt out of thin air. Oh my God. Absolutely sick and tired of all this crap. UEC trade outside the pattern. URRE. Looks like we got rejected by the 8 resistance. It needs to get over that 8. Maybe we can see that tomorrow. And I'm thinking that this is a reverse head and shoulders, and this right shoulder is going to tweak everybody out. Watch out on URRE. I was very bullish on this a few days ago, but now it's coming back into support to try again. I am closing a double bottom here on the side, but watch this right shoulder swing down. Not that drastic, but watch it swing down. First off, it's got to hold support over here. URRE doesn't look as good as it did a couple days ago, but they are stretching the limits on the downside. The elasticity is going to make it snap back. Apple, let's see how we're doing on this. Someone please kill it with a call option. Right? No. Go bearish on it. I forget what the put call. Confused. Watch for previous low breaks. Take a low. It broke down, rejected. Broke down, rejected. Broke down, rejected. Watch for previous low breaks. It's going to take a leg. We got the 8 cross, got the 13 cross. Momentum is dying. It's just got to take a leg. Go short on it. There's a bearish retracement. Breakdown, bearish retrace. That was your best short. It could do a back and forth until the 8 comes across at 34. Usually when that 8 comes across is the ultimate, the splash. When price breaks down and the 8 and the 34 cross with price right there, the big splash, and then the fall. So that's it. I got PVG, HL, Hecla Mining. Hecla Mining broke down just like the rest of the miners. Hold support, gapped, bearish retrace, did not cover the gap. Yeah, they've been borrowing against the Social Security for a long time. Absolutely insane what they did to that. That's people's real money, earned, and then just borrowed it against it and just crashed it. It's absolutely insane what they're doing in Chicago right now. I bet you all those pensioners are going to lose their money first. First, it should be those congressmen that lose their money first. It should be the government that doesn't get paid first. They allowed it to happen. They take advantage of the weak. They should be hung. I got a bearish retracement. Watch out below. Hecla Mining. Let's take a longer view. See, right across the 34. It's got to cover that gap. Could just be saved by the bell. I don't know. It could just bounce right here. I don't know. Let's see what happens on a Friday close on Hecla. Remind me tomorrow to look at Hecla again. PVG. PVG looks good. Had a nice support bottom. Came across the 8. Back into support. Previous high break. That looks good. Nothing wrong with that chart. Keep an eye on PVG. What else we got? Tesla, yeah. Let's look at that. They got shellacked. That's a weekly chart. Look at that dark cloud cover. That is, if that's not bearish, you're retarded. Look at the dark cloud cover. You should have known better. Previous low break. Wham! I got support at previous highs. I got the support from 34 coming in on the weekly, which is coming down in the previous lows. Probably this previous low there. So I got support coming in. So look for it to come back into support and watch the bounce. See if it holds support. But yeah, that's a big shellacking. What else we got? Everything's overvalued. Everything is overvalued. Yeah, China's holding the keys. You're right. I understand that they're holding it down too, so they can buy more. All right, guys. I'm gonna eat some dinner. Feed the angry dogs. The dogs are restless. I got to get to the dogs. But watch me on Steemit if you can. Give me some comments over there. I'll upvote you. I'll follow you. Share my shit. We call that 2-bar pattern on the indices. I have no idea why gold, silver, and copper's still doing okay. Buy some silver on the reaction to the markets today. As the gold-silver ratio just shot up, silver is just at a phenomenal 75-1 today. Dollars retracing back into resistance. S&P and Dow are still above support, but watch a gap over support through the previous pattern. Absolutely no support on this level. And hold support on AG. I don't know what's happening to the miners. I think that these idiots are just printing the hell out of them, overexposing, diluting, and just hoping that all the idiots just buy the hell out of them. Absolutely fake markets. Every single market out there is fake. Uraniums are doing good except for URRE. Can turn around, I guess, but PVG was the best miner. I'll see you guys. Appreciate you guys. How do I turn it off? Just kidding.